Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about a very cool feature of Superpower ChatGPT, which is our model switcher. The feature you see up here, the drop down that allows you to select a different model. Before we start, to use Superpower ChatGPT, first thing you need to do is to go to Google, search for Superpower ChatGPT, click on the first link. And when you go to this page, this is the extension page on Chrome Web Store. There is a button up here that says Add to Chrome. You click on this button and it will install the extension on your browser. Once the extension is installed, you can go back to ChatGPT. As you can see, I already have the extension installed. I have these folders, the search, all of these extra features that you see here. Community prompt history, the drop down here, nav bar, the language selector. All of these are features of Superpower ChatGPT. And I talk about every one of those features in other videos. But in this video, we only want to focus on the model switcher. So first thing up here, the model switcher that you see, it allows you to click on it and you can basically select the model that you want to use for like your new conversation and just use that. So with this model switcher, as you can see, we have 3.5, we have GPT-4, plugin, web browsing, data analytics. We have a list of like models here. Now with regular ChatGPT, the only model that you see up here is going to be 3.5. If you pay for ChatGPT Plus, you'll also see GPT-4. I think you also see the plugin model, but that's about it. You won't see any other model in this list. But with Superpower ChatGPT, as long as you have access to any other model on your ChatGPT, you'll be able to see those models on your ChatGPT. So as you can see, the web browsing, advanced data analytic model, plugin, the GPT creator. This GPT creator is the model that is used for creating custom GPTs. As you can see, it says confidential and hidden. That's why you won't see it in your regular GPT without the extension. DALL-E model, GPT's model, which I'm actually not 100% sure which one it is, but again, confidential, hidden, requires GPT plus. So you see all these models if you have access, and you can pretty much test any of those models. You can easily switch between the models and test them. We also have some extra model down here called Unofficial. The unofficial models are basically the models that we found online, GPT-4, March 14, GPT-4 32K token. These are the models that we found early on online, and we just added the slug in the extension. I had report from users. Some people are saying these models don't really generate a better response for them, and then some people are saying that these models actually generate better response. So I'm not 100% sure if they work or not, full disclosure, but I just wanted to have these models here to allow the users to make that decision on their own. If they work, great. If they don't, you don't have to use them. You can just like try using like the other regular models that you have access to. Now, with that said, let's try using one of these models. Let's say I'm going to start a conversation with a GPT-4 model, and I'm going to say like, hi, okay. And I get the response from GPT-4. Now, let's say I have limited number of requests, GPT-4 requests left. Like, as you know, there is like a limit on the number of GPT-4 requests that you can make. Even with GPT Plus, you have that limit. The current limit is 40 requests per every 3 hours. One tip about like the request, with Superpower ChatGPT, you have access to this feature down here that shows you the total number of GPT-4 requests you have made in the last 3 hours. So as you can see, I have made 18 requests out of my 40 in the past 3 hours. You also see a timer right next to it that basically tells you when will you have one more extra GPT-4 request added to like your for the request. So I'll talk about that in another video, but just wanted to show you the limit. So let's go back to the conversation. We started the conversation with GPT-4. Now I'm gonna go back to 3.5. With regular GPT, if you do that, if you select 3.5 after you were using 4, it will automatically start a new conversation for you. And because it just started a new conversation, it doesn't have access to the context of the previous conversation you were talking to ChatGPT about, and it doesn't know what you were talking. So you want to know, let's say this is a request that doesn't need the GPT-4 capability, and you want to save those requests. You can just simply change it to 3.5 and like go here and ask like, how are you? It's going to respond, and it's going to be, as you can see, it's much faster than 3.5. The green avatar indicated 3.5 model that is used. The purple is for GPT-4, and you can like by using the 3.5 model, you're basically saving on your GPT-4 request. Now I'm going to try to ask the 3.5 just to prove that this is 3.5 and not 4. I'm going to ask it to draw a picture of a cat. And 3.5 doesn't have access to DALL-E, so as you can see, it cannot draw the picture of the cat. But let's say I do want to draw a picture of the cat in the middle of the conversation that is that I was using 3.5. I can very easily go back here, change the model to GPT-4, and ask the same request: draw a picture of a cat. And there you go. It's starting the DALL-E model, and it's trying to generate me the picture of a cat. It might take a little bit, but we're gonna wait to see the picture. But basically, I just wanted to show you how you can switch. There you go. It created the picture of a cat with the DALL-E model. I just wanted to show you the how easy it is to switch between GPT-4 to 3.5 model back and forth, and just like try to save as much GPT-4 requests as you can, and at the same time allow the 3.5 request to have access to the context of the conversation that you were having with ChatGPT. Now that we have that, let's go to the setting and talk about the unofficial model a little more. So I showed you the unofficial model earlier. We have those unofficial model here, but on top of those unofficial models, let's say sometimes you might have access to a specific models that other people don't have access to, and you have the slug for that model. The slug is basically the indicator for that model. It's a unique identifier of that models that tells ChatGPT what model to use. Let's say, for example, you have like a GPT-5 model, and you can just type in the slug. You just have to make sure you have the slug for that model, and you go here and just say GPT-5 model. Just a description. This doesn't matter. GPT-5 model, and you save that model. As soon as you save that model, it will be added to the end of your model switcher list. With this, like up here, the description down here, it will be tagged as custom, and you can delete it if you want. I'll show you how to delete them. But then once you have that, you can go here and basically select that model from the drop-down list and continue the conversation. Now, this is a GPT-5 model. This is not a real slug, so it probably won't work. It might respond, but the response is probably going to be like the regular 3.5. But let's say you do have access to that model, you can very easily select the model from the drop-down list and use that model. And you can always just go ahead and delete that model from the list, like just by clicking on that trash icon. The model is now gone. So that's it. That's all the thing that I wanted to show you about the model switcher. Give that a try, and let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you.